Hello, YouTube. So, anyways, I've been looking at a lot of the other videos on Zeitgeist. There seems to be three camps. The camps that like the idea of the Zeitgeist movement and are just getting the information and kind of moving on. Then you have the Zeitgeisters that are there, the Venus Project people, the movement people that are upset that other people are posting their videos and getting this information out because they want to tug on their ego and make sure it funnels through so Peter Joseph can have his numbers. It shouldn't matter about those numbers. He's going to get those numbers anyways. If people agree with it, they're going to go back and they're going to see his released film saying, oh, okay, this is what he intended, not the theatrical release. So they'll go through there anyways. But the information is out there. People have seen it. The information to me is solid. I've stepped away from the Zeitgeist and listening to the people in the forums and stuff like that for quite a few months now because I find a lot of them are childish and very egotistical and they seem to whine a lot. So I decided to step back from that to kind of get my own information. And when I saw this movie, a lot of the information that they brought forward was a lot of the information that I was looking into. He didn't get into diet and stuff like that, but I don't necessarily think the movie was based off that. Because I've looked in solutions for myself. I don't know if they're true solutions, but this is what I would like to see. I've looked into those solutions, and they make a lot of sense to me about exercise and food and how to build a house, like those earth ships, self-sustainable living, permaculture, money in exchange. I listen to free markets on anarchism, an abundance of stuff, just gobbling it up. And because the last little while I've quit my job and I decided to look into this, and I've been wanting to do my own films to actually push that stuff. But every time I start going, I find more information. I'm just like, so I need a time to where I stop and start moving forward, which I have been, but not anywhere near as fast as I want. But another camp is the ones that say it's a new world order. And I listen to them, and you know what? I think they're paranoid. I think they're limited in their views. I think their heart's in the right place because it is fearful. It is change. It is, but I'm not saying step into the Venus Project. I'm not saying go for the movement. I'm saying take the information that they have there and assess it. Look at it. Say, does it make sense to me? Does a resource-based economy make sense to me? Going into an area and saying, what does this area give me? Does it give me the resources that I need to actually do what I need to live and not actually take off of somebody else? To take from the land but give back from the land. Does it have that ability? And absolutely that's a resource-based economy. That is exactly what the Venus Project is. And the only thing that Venus Project is talking about is using technology that we have nowadays. One human being can live off of 1 acre of land for the rest of his life. If you're just going and doing the permaculture and doing that, just plain living, hunting and shooting and stuff like that, you probably have to go off your land if you're going to eat meat. But you could pretty much grow all the vegetables and fruits and stuff and survive through the winter off that and then come back into the summer and grow it. You would have your exercise by gardening. You would be in touch with nature. You would know what the community is about because you'd be actually participating in the community instead of a cubicle. Your house would be part of the landscape. It would use the warmth and the coolness of the earth. You can live off that. And I'm just talking about homesteading or whatever. Now, using technology, with 1 acre of land, you could feed like a family of 4. You could raise chickens. Using technology, you can have wind and air power to power your house. You can use geothermal, which they are starting to use. A lot of people say it's bullshit, but they actually use it out here in Canada in a few places. You can use the earth to keep the house warm. Look at the earth ships. Those guys have been experimenting for 30, 40 years. And they've come up with some really interesting conclusions. I've seen that you can have recyclable toilets, so you could take a dump and it could be broken down into usable manure or usable compost, so you can sprinkle and use on your garden. So you could recycle everything that you eat off the land. You could recycle back into the land. So you would never ever have to use the infrastructure of a city. You could just use what you have as technology. To me, that is part of the zeitgeist ideas, but not necessarily. It's an individual thing. You can survive off of an acre of land by yourself. But it's easier when you bring a community together. So if you have a family, 4 acres of land would supply your whole family with enough food. So it can be done. Is that a new world order? Like, how new world order is that? I think what people, when they start looking into the Zeitgeist movement and the Venus Project, they start going, oh my God, look, he's thinking computers, and the computer's going to control everything that I do. It's going to choose the type of sneakers I wear, the type of drugs I take, the shirts that I put on my back, what I read. No, I don't get that from what Jacques Fresco is talking about. I believe that he's saying use technology, use the computer. The computer system is basically an information system. What do we have as an information system now that is not consolidated, that is slowly getting there, but moving at an extremely slow pace? What could that be? What could that be? I don't know. If you're getting your information, you're starting to come to conclusions. You are using the computer to go out and look, and you're looking for the information you want to find. And you're finding that the Zeitgeist movement is a new world order, and you're continually finding that information because you are looking for that information. Just like if you want to find if the government is crooked, you are continue to find that the government is crooked. The government has systemic problems. It's not necessarily the government's fault. I've looked into anarchism. I like the ideals of anarchism. I like the ideas of people doing their own thing. I like the ideas of that. But you still need a government, and I'm not talking about the one that steers minds. I'm talking about where people get together to say, what are we going to do in our community? You would need that, even in an anarchistic society. Okay, we're going to build roads. I want to build roads. Okay, I'm going to go build roads. I start digging, making my road and stuff like that. If we continue on with business as usual, meaning we use money and stuff like that, people will not help you build that road unless they feel that there is an investment that is going to reap them a return. So basically they want to fuck over their brothers to get a profit for themselves. They want ownership, they want profit, so they will only help you when it is necessary for them to, they can make a profit off of you, off the backs of others. And we look at those people as, well, you know what, that guy's a good investor. He made a good profit off that. I'm going to do that too. If we had systems that were built holistically, that actually continue to work, not necessarily off of profit, but actually off of the goodwill of everybody else. And I know a lot of people say, you're so full of shit. If everything went to crap, people would shoot each other in the face they'd shoot their grandmother in the face for a glass of water. Yeah, we would in this society. Like, I looking at Haiti and how Haiti was hit, and watching those people ravage at each other. They're waiting for the government to come in and help them. Watching the garbage warriors, when I forget where the tsunami hit. I don't know which place they went, but they went in and they built, I don't know what the communities, I have to do more research. I just saw that movie the other day, so I want to see where they took that. But they came in and they gave them not money, but they gave them knowledge on how to build a self-sustainable water-catching house, to give them that ability. I also saw those guys in the airship building like a community for Haiti, where they can use the resources in their area, from tires to bottles to clay to mud, to build these self-sustained structures where they can gather water, grow food, have toilets that can flush and use that as recyclable waste. They didn't invest money into it, but they're reaping the benefits because these people are living. These people are sustaining themselves. To me, that's an investment that we need to move forward in. They're not even having a carbon footprint other than they're breathing, for Christ's sakes. They stepped up and they did that. We don't have to live in those houses and stuff like that, but you can use that technology to do the exact same thing. We don't need an economy where we take off of another brother. That's why listening to Charles Eisenstein, I think, is the gift economy, I think, is a good idea, is where you're giving and stuff like that. We're starting to find another way of doing it. We do need government where people gather, but not necessarily control. We need an anarchistic society with a government, not a government, but a place to gather. I don't know what word you would use for it, because learning that government means, I think it means to steer minds. I'm not sure on that, or to govern, or whatever. This has gone off on a total tangent, but with the zeitgeist movement, I listen to people, whether they're pro or con, and they seem so embedded in their ideas, and they only want their ideas to survive, and they're so caught up in ego, and that's why I left going to the Venus Project and the zeitgeist movement, because they're so caught up in their ego. And I'm caught up in mine, because I'm a living, breathing human being. I have an ego. I think my ideas are right, because they're my ideas, for Christ's sakes. This is my reality tunnel. So I'm building my reality tunnel, and out of my reality tunnel, I build my beliefs, and my beliefs, I think I'm right, for Christ's sakes. But you gotta give me kudos. I'm trying to break down that reality tunnel and be able to encompass and move on ideas, not necessarily hold on those ideas, but move. But if you're talking to a person that doesn't have that mindset, and you bring something up, they think you're psycho, and they think you're crazy because of what you're putting from your mouth, because they, in their mind, think you believe that. I don't believe what I'm saying to you. I'm entertaining the idea. I move on from that idea. And I think that's what people need to do. I think people need to sit down and listen to the information of what they're getting. They need to break it down. They need to look at it at multiple sides. And then they have to pick. They don't have to pick, but bring that into their reality tunnel and move it along in the direction they go. Zeitgeist movement is a new world order. Absolutely. It's Zeitgeist, the Venus Project, a resource-based economy, is a new world order. It is a new world order in the fact that we're not taking off of each other. We're actually giving to each other. Our investments are no longer this ethereal money that can gain interest off of somebody else's back. Our investments are our life force, our power. If you were to invest an hour of your day doing what you want to do and seeing what you need to do, things would get built in a better way. We would be off of gas. We probably still use gas. I think we still need oil to do specific things, but instead of having 75 cars taking all that gas, we'll have 15 cars using electricity, and we'll use the oil for maybe the tires. We'll build the tires, and then when the tires are done, we'll build housing off of the tires. We'll recycle and move, but we don't do that. We take cell phones, and we use the cell phones, and then the new one comes up, we throw it in the garbage, and they don't salvage the garbage anymore, because it's not in their price point. They have their lithium in there and all that, so they go over to another country and they kill people with irradiated rounds so they can kill everybody else that survived or give them cancer. But we can get our lithium to build more cell phones that we talk on and throw in the garbage dump. If you can't see that the system is fucked up, but nobody wants to change. Everybody wants to go and work at their McDonald's or their accounting job or working in animation. They want to be doing what they've done before. And then when somebody brings up another idea, you're a new world order if you're crazy, or you go, I don't know. Anyways, that was a nice little rant. I don't know if I have made any sense whatsoever. I need to go work out, have a shower, and start my day moving forward. So that's funny. Zeitgeist moving forward.